This is the anchor object for our personal story about women traveling on their own. We picked it because the woman seems to be standing next to a single bed, and that suggests that it's possible anyway, that this space represents a room in a women's hotel, which was a very common type of structure. Women would stay there either when they were living on their own in a city and working, especially during a time like the 1930s, or when they were traveling on their own. A single white woman could travel alone to a big city like New York in the 1930s. She would just experience things differently from Edward and Jo Hopper's travels across the country or life together in New York City. To help women traveling to New York at this time, magazine editor and author Marjorie Hillis wrote a book, Fare or No Fare, a guide for the woman vacationist. It included tips on where to stay, what to do, and how to make the most of a visit to the 1939 New York World's Fair. As Hillis says,
"The fair is something everyone should see if it's a possible thing. Not to see the fair would be a pity. Not to see New York would be missing a great adventure."
She fills her book with stories of women with different backgrounds and experiences. Here is one of our favorites.
Miss F belongs to one of the best families in her hometown, and her immediate relatives were very much upset when she insisted on coming to New York for a visit and coming all alone. Before she left, she had promised her mother, her aunt, and her grandmother that she wouldn't stir out alone after dark in the wicked city. The vow cramped her style considerably for the first few days. Finally, she realized, in addition to being pretty bored with the long evenings in the small room of the strictly feminine hotel where she'd agreed to stay, that there were several excellent sightseeing tours in the evening, each made by a bus that could call for her and return her to her own hotel door. She took one that went to Chinatown, the Bowery, and Greenwich Village, another that went to Harlem and the Great White Way, and stopped for a view of the lighted city from the observation tower in Rockefeller Center, and a third to Coney Island. She also found that one of the service bureaus would supply a companionable college girl with the best of recommendations who would accompany her to the theater. An extravagance, but a pleasant and justifiable one under the circumstances. They went together twice, the second time stopping in the lounge, outside the Lounge Cafe in the Waldorf, for a cold drink.
Miss F's story describes just some of the varied experiences women had while traveling on their own. Check out Hillis's books or her biography for more on how single women negotiated the 1930s.